good evening, good afternoon. And today it's another episode of Laurence Motivational's Welcoming Entrepreneurs. So Laurence Motivational, it's a platform where we welcome women entrepreneurs. We encourage them to be more visible. We share information. We encourage networking. And it's also an opportunity to discuss about the activities that we offer. Some of our activities are coaching, personal, professional, and financial coaching. And today we have a guest speaker who's more in line with our financial side of motivational or Laurence Motivational. She is not with me in the same room, so you probably notice that we don't look at each other, and even the screen looks different. The lighting is different because we're not in the same room. We're not in the same country, so so we give a big heads off to whoever invented the virtual, give us this opportunity to have virtual platforms. I will let her introduce herself, but I'm really pleased to have you, Carrie. So, a big welcome from me on this platform. How are you? And, just introduce yourself.
Hello, Lawrence. My name is Carrie Pryce, and I'm happy to be here. I was pleased to meet you when I met you, and this is a great opportunity to give people like myself to come onto your platform and share what we do, what I do, and what I'm about. So thank you for having me.
Okay, so who are you? We have to do first. Who is Carrie? Is Carrie Pryce?
All right, so Carrie Pryce, that question, for me, first and foremost, I like to see myself as uniquely and wonderfully made, and not just because there's no other Carrie Pryce out there. When I get asked that question, I know there's no one else like me.
Definitely.
And the reason why I say that, because I am the one that was chosen to be the mother of my son. I was chosen to walk the journey that I've walked in the short time I'm on this earth. My story, yet unique but not different. The way I go from my highs and lows has been because that's what the path that was chosen for me. And I really appreciate all my highs that I've gone through, the lows as well, because in those times, that's when the true Carrie comes out, and my resilience, my strength, all my wonderful characteristics shines through. So I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, and I'm also a businesswoman, a woman in business. And that's how I like to see myself. I'm also a motivator and I inspire, people. And unsurprisingly, I do that, and I enjoy being a friend, and that's who I am.
Oh, that's great. So many hats that you're Carrie. And that's beautiful. You put it so beautifully, and I could relate to some of your hats, being a sister, a mother, an encourager. So many hats. So you are welcome on this platform again. But then, Carrie Pryce, what is, at the moment, I've invited you in one of your capacities, and I just want you to tell our viewers about your business, the business that we talked about, and why you're here, what you want to discuss with us, the name, what it's all about, the type of business, and also how it started, the little story behind it.
All right. So thank you for letting me share this. So I am an independent contractor broker in the financial services industry here in Canada. I am a financial professional where I educate families of how to move from financial insecurity to security, and to the ultimate goal is to become financially free. And how I came across this opportunity. So my previous background, I was a registered nurse. I was a registered nurse for 16 years.
Wow.
But 8 years ago, after I had my son, those wheels started to turn, and the realization came to me, like, Carrie, like this nursing degree. At that point, I was also completing my master's of nursing. And I said, I needed something that I can pass on to my son. One night I was up on my phone, I guess, breastfeeding, and I was like, I can't keep doing nursing and being a mother. And I started thinking and asking God to reveal a business opportunity for me. And a few months later, I came across my mentor, who started to offer some of the products and services that he had for my son. And then the opportunity was presented to me to really look into the financial services. And that's how it came about. So it came about because of my son. So I started that part-time. I was working as a nurse part-time. I quit my full-time job, went part-time, and started doing both part-time.
Okay.
And that's how I came about in this business. And 8 years later, today, as of January 1st, 2022, I went full-time. So
wow, heads up, fantastic. I need to raise my cap, my Laurence motivational cap to you. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Yeah?
yes.
So that's to you.
Thank
Fantastic.
you.
So 2022 is a new year, new, make different for you. But some people might not understand really what type of business you run, because for you, it's just flow. Can you explain a little bit more what it's about?
Okay, so it's there's a lot of financial services that are out there, especially in Canada, and I'm sure across UK in US. But for me, and what drew me to this is that I was able to teach and educate my family. So so I'm an independent contractor under the umbrella of a bigger company. So for me, what drew me here was that I was able to educate our community, especially our community, because we're way behind on financial concepts, financial building wealth. We're not doing well here in
Can you
Canada.
help us? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what do you mean our community? People ask what she's talking about. They might think you're talking about the community, local community. So can you be more explicit, please?
All right. So our Black community or
Thank
African Caribbean community, we are really struggling behind in that area of life. We know how to do a lot of things, but when it comes to understanding how to build wealth, we struggle a lot. And that's what drew me, because here I was, what drew me to wanting to start saving for my son's education, as I said, that's why, was because I graduated from university with $40,000 of student loan. And that's a legacy that I refuse to leave for him. And that's what started me on my journey. And that's how I help families. So we educate, and then also licensed to provide the services that they may require. So I'm a mutual fund representative. I'm also licensed insurance professional personnel. So that's what I do, and that's how I help families. I also help with coaching and also being a mentor within my team as well, and giving other people the opportunity to do what I do as well.
Wow, amazing. So what has been the response so far of the community? Because you've been doing that for a while now.
So, our community, we're tough. We're tough. When it comes to money, if I was walking around selling shoes or selling hair, I'm sure I would be rich, because considering the amount of people that I've come across since I've been doing this business. So, but the people that I meet that are really receptive to this information, they take it and they run with it. And those are the ones that I focus on. I don't, at first when I started out, I was a little bit shy. I was a little bit timid. I didn't know, how people would receive me coming from the nursing background and being a nurse for so long. But I just focused on the ones that are willing to receive me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll go back to those ones. If they come back, I'm always there. I made that decision not to quit, so I'm always going to be here. So I said, you know what? If you need me, I'll be here. So that's what I do, and I focus on those people who are receptive. But the work is a lot. We need more people to go out there and go into the trenches to meet our people where they are, because our minds have been wired differently, and that's the hardest thing that we have to do, is really to change that wiring.
Wow, we need more Carrie, please. Those who are listening, please join the troop. We need you. So, Carrie, you talked about your journey briefly, but what was a specific turning point? Because I'm sure that during that journey, you might have had different opportunities to make that step. But what was the turning point that got you into that, where you are now?
Where I am today. So as I said, it started with my son wanting to do better, wanting to change his life, also wanting to give myself other opportunities. As I said in who I am, I know I was just not limited to be a nurse. I always knew that. And along the way, I've heard, my professors, my teachers always told me, Carrie, you're going to be great. But I'm like, in nursing? So in the back of my mind, I'm like, I started to get not politics, if lack of a better word, with being a nurse. I love being a nurse. I love my patients. I love looking after and caring, but the politics that was involved with, management, etc. I was sat there many times, is this where it's going to end? So I always knew that I needed to do something else. And that's why I said, let's do the master's. Maybe you could be a teacher. And that's what my master's was going to gear me towards. But when I came across this opportunity, that was the first trigger. You know what, I can do this. All I need to do is educate, and the rest will fall into place. As the years went by, I started doing better. My success started coming, and then and then I said, this is where I wanted to be. Many times I wanted to quit nursing, but with family and people saying, why would you want, that's such a good job. People spend so much money and time trying to get this degree.
Yeah.
Why would you give up a job that pays X certain amount of dollars? And I'm like, no, but my passion has shifted, and it's shifted towards this, and I wanted to pursue it. And the shift came about. So last year in 2021, I lost my husband in May, and also my sister 2 months later.
Wow,
so,
sorry.
Thank you. And, and for him, he was one of the ones that said no. So when that happened, and after I said, why not now? So that was when, it was a hard time, but it also propelled me to go for what I want, because a long time ago, I heard it saying the graveyard is one of the richest places where a lot of dreams, are sitting there, didn't come through. And I don't want these people, young people, why would I want to die and not fulfill my passion? So that helped me to really push me over and enjoy. That's when I decided to, I'm going to go full time. It's risky because I'm letting go of the certainty of a job to now becoming fully depending on a business to pay my bills, right? So
yeah. It's quite amazing, because I was doing a talk yesterday, and this is one of my lines as well, when I ask people, where's one of the richest places on earth? And only one person came up with the graveyard, and I said exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. Yes. So it's interesting that you mentioned that as well, Carrie. So yeah, so that we heard now, the turning point, and it makes sense. It makes sense. Everything you're saying makes sense. But at the same time, for people who are not in business, for other people who's dreaming to become a nurse, they might ask themselves, why is she saying that nursing is not good? You didn't say nursing is not good, but why did she come out of that when actually this is their dream? So you're actually coming out of somebody else's dream to do something else, which to the eyes of somebody else is risky. So can you give us a little bit of light of what attracted you in business? As opposed to working for an institution or for somebody, for the government, for example, what attracted you, and what's the difference? But today it could be nursing, it could be something else, but it's about the type of work you were doing before and now. What's the difference?
Okay, so yeah, that's a good question, because I get that all the time. Why? Why do you want to give up? It's guaranteed income, pension, etc., health benefits. But for me, as I said, my son, I wanted to buy time. So that's one of the first things that started to turn the wheels. Like working here in Canada, we do 12-hour shifts. So
wow.
From 6:30.
Nurses. That's for nurses.
Yeah. Nurses, okay. Yeah. So nurses, 12. So when he was one, after I was going back to mat leave, I was dropping him off at the babysitter at 6:30, rushing across town to get to work. So I would leave him at 6:30 and I would pick him up at 7:30 at night. And I'm like, this can't be. So for me, I'm like, no, I need more time with my son. I needed to spend Christmas, holidays, Christmas concerts, whatever, that school trip. I needed to be there for him, and this was not going to do. So that's one thing. So I needed time with my son. I also needed the flexibility of a business where I'm in control. We said the politics. So I wanted to take control of my life, my destiny. I wanted to build my dreams. Right. The man, and working for another, see, if you're working for private business, you're helping to build that person's dream. So when I could invest that 12 hours to build my dreams and build it so I can pass it on as well to my son. So those are the things that started to turn in my head. Like, yes, it's but I wanted to spend this time. It may not pay as well to start, but I wanted to spend this time to start building my dreams. And buying time and also to build a legacy that I can pass on. So that's why I decided to start looking into business.
Wow. And I think you say it so beautifully and it's so clear. I mean, if somebody have not retained all the information you shared, at least remember that you need to have a dream, then you change it into a vision. And then remember that legacy is important because you don't want to eat the seed and the fruit. I think that's what you're saying, Carrie, isn't it? You want to eat you're eating the fruit, but you're leaving the seed as well for somebody to eat
Right.
the fruit tomorrow. And I
Yes.
think that's so powerful. And any setback, any regrets?
Setbacks. So yes, as I mentioned, with the passing of my husband and my sister, those that really set me back in the overall pandemic. The last 2 years, I consider myself a very strong person, but the latter part, which was the last 6 months of last year, was really tough because of all of those losses that occurred.
Yeah.
So it kind of set me back, but I didn't stay there too long. I got up and it also, as I said, propelled me to make a change and not to sit there and wallow and saying, why me? So I really used that opportunity to propel me to where I'm heading right now. And yeah, so the pandemic too, it was a tough time overall. So, it didn't stop me from doing my business, but it was mentally becoming, because I couldn't operate the way I used to operate in my business. When we went traveling to churches and communities, that's what I love doing. Like when you saw me last week,
Yes.
that's like I love doing that, and I didn't get a chance to do as much of it anymore. So that was really, it really bothered me for a while. So now I'm back up and I'm ready to hit the road again.
Wow. And I hope one day we'll invite you in UK to come and do a talk like that. That'd be fantastic, isn't it? Yeah.
I'd love to come.
Helping young people, to be fair, Carrie, it would be nice to not just to focus on young people, because as you said it so rightfully that where there's love, there's hope. I'm just paraphrasing what you said, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of your age, I'm talking about those who are watching us. Regardless of your age, where there's love, there's hope. So it would be nice to have Carrie one day, not in the long future, in the near future, to come in the UK. We invite her to come and do some talks.
I'd love to.
Yeah, so get ready, Kerry. Now, any regrets? Your journey, decisions?
So one of my regrets really, and it's that I should have started this long time. I should have gone full time a long time. I should have started looking, into business, whatever it was, long time. Because what that would have done was given me all the little challenges that I have, which was mostly me. I would have probably been over them a long time ago. So some like worrying what people thought about me when I came about, when somebody told me no. That was hard, and especially my friends and family members. Some of them did say no, and that really, really, really hurt. So I thought, for me, if I had started a long time, I would have been way past. I would have gotten over myself a long time ago. But those are some of the regrets. Nothing else. Just wherever you are, just go for it. So now, I've come around to the realization that this is appointed time. So it's okay.
Good. There's a reason for everything, isn't it? You might have, regrets, but maybe it wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
Maybe now is the right time. So we don't know. So, Carrie, where do you visualize your business in the next 10 years? So you're talking long term?
So I was working on, 2022, my vision board and what I wanted to do. And for me, I want to expand my business. Right now it's expanded to a few provinces in Canada. I want to take it to all 13 provinces. And I also wanted to go to the US, the United States. I've worked on that to get over there and start building teams over there, offices too. And my ultimate goal, one of my ultimate vision in the next 10 years is to take the Caribbean and Africa. Because if we can bring this information that we have to share, we'll see a huge shift in the way we see money. Our community, or African and Caribbean community, see money, and most of it has to do with lack of knowledge and the application, and that's what I want to do. Just bring it to these areas and bring it, and not just bring it where we're seeing a change. So we have to be on the ground. So in a form of a charity, and just to educate it, just to educate our community. I'm passionate about it. I don't know what else to say. So that's my goal. And also really to build in some kind of charity where it's like a must before we get to a certain age to get this information. That way, you're just working for money, and we let money work for us and understand it, that it's a tool, right? Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah, that's my goal.
Wow, wow, wow. And it's interesting because you know exactly the progression, isn't it? You start with Canada, then you go next door, America, and then you grow bigger,
Mhm.
Caribbean and Africa. Is there any particular place in the Caribbean or Africa that you visualize already? You
So
said,
my background is Jamaican,
okay,
so I would want to take it there first,
that's
and then
it.
I am connected to Ghana because that's where my
Oh,
husband was from. So those two, and wherever else that's willing to have me.
wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Yes, I mean the Ghanaians now. I think I can hear more and more people from
Mhm.
from America and that side of the world who are actually going even immigrated to Ghana. I'm
Mhm.
from the Democratic Republic of Congo, so in the
Okay.
future, yeah, in the future we will try to bring people, draw people into our country as well. So we're
Mhm.
not jealous, but yeah, we want to hear also people mentioning and coming to us. But yes, those are great countries. Yeah,
I,
powerful countries.
I don't mind coming to the Congo. My brother-in-law is from Congo. It's from the
There
Democratic.
we are. There we are. We are all
That would
connected.
be my next step, next place.
We are all connected, aren't we? We are all
Yeah,
connected,
yeah,
one way or the other. So
yeah.
now, I carry any tips? Have you got any tips for people who are watching us and thinking, yes, I want to do this, but I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, maybe, and then putting barriers and reasons for not starting.
Um, like starting a business is you have to have that mindset because it's not a job. So my thing is just to, if you have the slightest inkling of wanting to start a business, start reading books, number one, about how people, some of the great people that we know of, started their business. You get to see how they overcome challenges because most of them had challenges. So
Yeah,
there's no easy road. So that's one thing. Number two, hang around people that are going to encourage you and fuel this fire that you have and not to discourage you. Stay away from the people that are going to discourage you because I got a lot of that.
wow.
So and again, thank God I'm the person that I am, that I filtered it all out. I like, no, I'm going to do this and I'm going to succeed and I'm not going to quit and I'm going to, if it takes me 100 years. So we need to surround ourselves with people that are going to encourage us and also make sure that what you're doing is a passion, not something just to make money from. Because if it's money that we're going to do it for, you may not succeed because money doesn't come right away
That's it.
when you start a business, for the most part. Yeah.
Wow. So you have to be realistic, but keep your vision, burning, the vision burning, isn't it? The fire burning for the vision.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with right people and start. Start.
Start.
Yeah, and educate yourself. I think you said it so well. Yeah. So people are probably, people who are watching us are thinking, how can we contact Gary? I want, those services. I need, because there will be people in Canada as well who will be watching us, Gary. So they want to know how to contact you. Yeah. How can people contact you, please?
So I'm on Instagram at Carrie Pryce. That's
Yeah.
Carrie, and Price, Pryce, financial. That's my name on Instagram. And I'm also on Facebook at Carrie Pryce. On my page is Carrie Pryce. I think it has a thing, Carrie Pryce CP Advantage. I was
Oh,
playing around with names. I haven't really, that's the name. I think it's also on my Instagram. And what else? And I'm my YouTube channel is blank. I cleaned it off, so we're going to be working on that soon. And my son was playing around. I'm like, no, 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 we need to get off of it. So my YouTube channel will be coming up in the next few weeks. I started to work on that as well. So it's just Carrie Price there as well. So yeah, so that's where I am, and my email address and phone number. I don't know if you want me to share
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So
please.
my phone number is 519-841-6446, and you can text, call. It's a business line, and my email address is it's CPRYCE 03 mehc@wfgmail.ca. That's my business. Yeah.
Great, great. And all the information that Carrie just shared about how to contact her, we've done actually sharing at the bottom of the screen, so you can see it also. So those who are more visual, yeah, you can actually view it and then copy it and then contact her directly. Now, any final word that you have for us, Carrie? And do you also want to say any word that you want to? This is an opportunity for you to say thank you to somebody or people who have supported you to this journey. Is there anybody in particular you wanna say a word to?
Right, sure. So before, I like to really, my parents, they're always, always, always on the top of my list. I thank them for everything they've done. Mostly my grandmother, she's passed on, but she's the one that poured all the strength in me.
Wow.
My parents were young when they had me, and she was there, and she poured everything that she had inside of me, how to be a businesswoman. Thinking back now, I saw her doing business and, running a farm, doing this and doing different things. And my and my aunt, my sister that we've grown up very close, very, very close. She's been my number one supporter. My aunt, she's also be my number one support. She was a discourager first. I can say this loud. And
do you want to say the first name because you might have another alternative think it's her? So just to be specific, so that they know it's the you want them to take. You don't want anybody else to take that advantage. It's but please. Just the first name, yeah.
My auntie Fern and my sister Nika. Those
That's
are my
it.
two. They're very, very supportive in the business, and also my mentor in the business, and my team members that have been there, that have allowed me, trusted me to to lead them and to coach them and to provide support for them. And and my spiritual, my church family, they've been very, very supportive. My pastor and the entire church. Those are really, that's my circle, that's my world. And last but not least, my son. He's been there with me from day one, and he's excited to come on board as soon as he's able to. So
wow. I was going. You know what? I was going to ask if you didn't mention him. So how old is he now?
He's 8. He's going to be 9 in July. Yes.
Great. Amazing. Oh, I don't know what to say, Carrie. It's such a privilege to have you and so much information. You're such an inspiration to me, and I hope to other women out there. So we will end this program, and as I said, it's a short interview, but it's hopefully not the last. We will have more programs. We hope to have you, on board again virtually for maybe networking with other entrepreneurs who are doing the same thing or similar thing that you are doing, and hopefully also helping young people or people who think that there's no hope for them anymore, because there is hope.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, this is what Laurence Motivational is about. And I will also encourage those who are viewing us to visit our website, laurencemotivational.org, and then you have a better understanding of the vision and why we're doing this interview, which is not the first and will not be the last. Mm-hmm. And yes, so ladies and gentlemen, please, if you recognize that you have that the need financially, you want to be financially free, and like Carrie is today, sitting here telling us a lot about her life, which is really inspiring. Contact her directly. You don't need to go through me. You can go through me. I would definitely encourage, just contact her. She's in Canada, so look at the time difference. And she said you can message her and she will come back to you. Mm-hmm. So again, thank you all for watching us, and thank you, Carrie, again for attending, and I hope to see you next time.